All right, welcome. Come on in. Let me welcome y'all to the Haskell Family Creative. This is Creative Faith Talk. I am Brother Dion Haskell, and I'm going to introduce my lovely wife here.
I'm MeMe.
Hey, MeMe. Now,
Hey.
before we get started, we are so glad to be here with you guys.
Oh
we have released our faith.
It's been a long time coming.
It has. We've been thinking about this for at least 6 months.
Yeah. So
we've talked about doing this, and we've had behind the scenes discussions. We just recently got a confirmation from our apostle Matthew C. Haskell Jr.
Yes.
We love you, sir. We thank you.
Thank you.
And this has been on our heart for a while, and we decided that hey, we're going to go ahead and step out on our faith and go for it. So
release our faith.
Yeah. So. Well, you want to talk about ourselves first or introduce ourselves?
Yes. So first and foremost, we've been together for over 13 years, and we have 4 beautifully made children.
4.
And the names
4.
Elijah, who's 14, Adania, who's 10, Amorie, who's 8, and last but not least, Amelia, who is 2.
Oh, she's that baby.
So, yes, she is.
She's the only one acting her age right now.
Yeah.
It's okay. We love them all equally.
Lord, we love them. We have grace to take care of our children, guys. We got grace for it. And you do too. So it's all right. We understand.
Yep.
We understand with the different age groups. So we're all in this together.
Yeah.
But so what we basically want to talk about a little bit today is, this is basically the icebreaker for us. We've been, praying about this channel. We've been like meditating on it and, just having conversations among each other, trying to just build up our own faith along the way to actually start the channel. And, we finally came to a point like, let's start now, today. So that's what brings us here today. And what we want to do, we want to talk about some of our experiences as a married couple and just a couple in general.
She spoke about we've been together for 13 years. Now, people look at us now and see the big family, nice house, nice cars, nice careers, and they think that everything is all hunky-dory. They think it's peaches and cream, but it's deeper than that. And that's part of why we decided to have this platform, so we can share part of our story, part of our testimony. Part of our goal with this channel and this these talks, what you may say is we want to help other people out there get through their situations. There's a lot of people that we know personally, people we see out there that are going through a lot of struggles.
And we can relate to them.
Yes, we can.
So, and sometimes it's like we want to tell our story, but honestly, we just have so much to tell because we have so much history. And let me tell you, this thing called life, nobody's immune to it. Regardless of your faith level, you are going to be tried no matter what level you at and what you're doing. All right. So apostles, bishops, pastors, ministers, just a fellow man, any person in a church, we all go through it. So I just don't want no one to get the idea that you're in this alone, or why is this happening to me, or what's going on, what I'm doing wrong in my life that allows all this stuff to happen to me. So we just want to share our story, minister to you about the word, and by all means, let me just say that we are still going through our journey.
Yes,
we started this journey like what was it 3 years ago?
3 years
a little over 3 years ago. And
37 months. 37. We need an extra month on.
He's a numbers man, just to let y'all know. So if you need some kind of calculations, my husband.
I ain't no calculator now. Hold on. I ain't no calculator.
He's that guy, y'all. But like I said,
real quick. Remember we was at was it Living on the Altar, and Apostle was asking me.
Yeah.
We doing the offering, and he asked me how much we had to go to our budget. I had to come random. It's like good thing I was paying attention. But go ahead. We don't have a lot of these moments.
Yeah.
We
just gotta insert it right quick.
We are a real couple. We talk to each other. We want to. We love each other, and that's what it's about. Part of what we want to do is we want to give strength to people out there to know that once you hear our story and our testimony, what we went through, that there's nothing that you can't go through, without the Lord. He's going to guide you through everything. And we
Yes.
are living proof of that. Trust me.
We're witnesses.
37 months ago, it was, as we like to call, faith shaking moment.
Yes.
We went through that and we made it.
Yeah, because that's when we started our journey.
Yep.
So we started our spiritual journey with the Lord 37 months ago, and like my husband said, it was a life-altering event that occurred. Now, just to let y'all know, anytime that there is some kind of altering event in your life, or something that you're really dissatisfied with, or there's a moment of sorrow, fear, anything to that nature, you got to understand those feelings come because that's an invitation to you from the Lord to say, hey, why don't you come and consult with me? How about you come talk to me so I can help you? I can show you better why you should not be going through this. This is not the life that I have planned for you. Right. So once you go through something in your life that you disagree with, or you feel that is bringing you down, there's always an invitation. Once that situation occur, you got to understand that's an invitation for the Lord. And for us, our situation occurred, and we were like, okay, we was like at I want to say a crossroads. Mm-hmm. So at that point in our marriage, we was like, look, okay, we either going to, we had enough love for each other. We had just enough love for each other to say, hey, we need somebody to intervene. We need some guidance. We need some spiritual help. So we went out to seek help because we wanted to salvage what we had. Yeah. And
let me speak on that a little bit. So just a little bit of backstory. My wife and I, we had been attending church off and on for a little over 10 years. Little after since we've known each other. Yeah. We didn't go to church every week. We weren't faithful. We went big holidays. We never missed the big holidays, Easter, Christmas, whatever. We also had periods, if not years, where we didn't go. Yeah. We were turning church on and off like a light switch. There'd be times we go to church and, as we come to learn now about tithing, which we'll get into later on, there's be times where I wouldn't give nothing, she wouldn't give nothing.
It was this one time. Y'all, look. I mean, it's the truth. Yeah, okay. It's the truth. Y'all, it's the truth. We're being honest with you. Because you got to remember, like, we know, like, what most people go through, like, like in the church. So it was one time, it was the offering time. And how much was it? $20?
I must have just got paid a bonus or something. I was feeling good that day. I said, you know what? Let me go and put this 20 in this thing real quick.
I looked at the offering tray and I'm like, why did you put $20 in there? And he's like, that's the smallest bill I had in my pocket. I'm like, you ain't got like dollar bill, nothing? $20, that is way too. I was like really like upset, like mad, like.
Mind you, there was times that say we didn't give nothing. We might have gave $5. We might have gave $1, $2, $3.
I didn't want to get $5. I was like, yo, we need to try to get like $1 or $2. We need to make. It was getting to the point. I was like, look, before we get to church, we gotta make sure we got like a couple of dollars. We got some dollars, like less than $5,
literal dollars,
so we can like put that in the offering tray, and so it won't be a big bill. So. I'm just giving y'all. We're just giving y'all some backstory on how we used to be. We're far from being like that now. We're far from it, and we're going to get into that later. Yep. But that's where we were at. That in our walk, it wasn't really no walk. We would even go to church, and I'm sitting there talking about the music. I'm like, this music just we gotta go. We gotta get out of here. It's so boring. Mm-hmm. And then the bishop.
Let me speak on that too. I think that comes to some stuff we'll talk about, just doing things for the wrong reasons, just to say you did it. Like I said, I got into the church because a friend of mine played basketball there. I played ball. I was on the team. Okay, we're going to keep going. It wasn't a church that we kind of, they made you feel at home, but it wasn't like family per se. But again, we were just going, we were playing church. We weren't really participating.
Yeah.
The church was done in an hour. We jetting out the church. We didn't really talk to anybody.
We did like that part. I'm just saying. It was an hour. I mean, I enjoy, everybody want to get a word and leave. But, unfortunately, some churches, it don't work that way. But, it's okay. It's okay. Because when the Lord is dwelling there, you just got to enjoy the moment and accept the invitation. Right. But as far as in the church, let me tell y'all, that was one of the things that I was attracted to my husband for. It's for the simple fact that he went to church. Now,
one of many things she's attracted to, by the way. Many.
Now, granted, I wasn't going to church myself. I went a couple of times as a teenager or whatever, but I was going to church myself, so I really didn't know what to seek in a man when it came to church. So just the thought of him going to church, I thought, oh, he must be, perfect, heavenly gates open. That's my guy. And that's what I think a lot of people will probably think that, you judge people off of what they do, where they go, how they look. And that's all fleshy stuff. You just get a whole new revelation. You get a whole new view of things when you start to do things from a spiritual perspective instead of a fleshy perspective. So that was some of our backstory as far as in us previously going to church but not taking church seriously. Like my husband said, we were really just playing church. It was nice just to say, hey, yeah, we went to church today. Like we were proud of that when we talked to other people, or for Easter, we went only like the major holidays every now and then.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up as far as like what you saw in me when you met me, because I had built this facade, this character, if you will, of, yeah, I'm going to church, I'm doing this and that, I'm a quiet guy, I don't drink or smoke, which I didn't drink or smoke. Well, there's plenty of other things that I did, which I shouldn't have. That was out of the public eye. So what people saw of me was, okay, it's clean cut. Well, not really clean cut. Back then I had hair, but I got to shape up whatever.
Yeah, that's a whole other story.
That's a whole other story. But all they saw was that I go to church. I don't really cuss like that.
Right.
And so you think that I'm doing things the right way. But again, that was just something that I built up for a portrayal, and then going into our moment, 3 years ago, 37 months ago that we spoke about, when all that comes crashing down, you're left with the reality. Either you're going to sink or swim. You're going to follow God, or you're not. Now, our goal in this is to help people, and we teach our children this every day, and children we come across, whether it's at church, couples, people we know at jobs, whatever. We want people to come to God without having to go through what we went through, without having to have those life-altering moments. If you can grasp the kingdom of God before you really, really need it like that, because it's really life or death. They say certain things and use that, but when you get in those scenarios, it's a scary thing, because from my perspective, like doing things to jeopardize my family, things that aren't worth it. When you think about it, it's like, why? Why should I have to wait for this moment to call on God? Like I said earlier, like God's not a light switch where you can just turn him off and on. He's not a book you can just put back up and on the shelf when you feel like it.
And the way you treat him is how he's going to treat you.
Right.
Because you expect miracles, you expect blessings, you expect for him to save you. And then you turn him on and off, you're going to turn your blessings on and off. Right. Just like that. You put him on the shelf, and like, I'm going to put you on the shelf. And like that.
As we come to learn, you can't make withdrawals where there's no deposits.
That's 100%.
So, there's a lot of things that we're learning and that we've learned over the last 2 years from our current church, Prevailing Church International, that we're living now and that we're using. And it's just like revelation for us. It's like, dang, didn't we do this earlier? So again, part of it is to help other people out there. We want to be a living testimony that you can make it. It's not too late. You can seek the kingdom of God. If you really love, your wife, your husband, your significant other, if you make that commitment to make things work, you can get out of it.
Yes. And let me piggyback off something. All right. I just want to tell you, first of all, most people don't even know what love is. Okay?
That's right.
Most people don't know what love is. You sit there and you say, I love you, you don't know what love is. But guess what? We're going to teach you that too. It's not going to be in this segment, but we're going to get into all that. And also, when my husband was talking about you want to make the change before God have to, correct you, like that's something we teach our kids. We like, you do not want God to have to chastise you, because that's our Father. That's our Father. So just like we're parents and we have children and we have to, chastise them and correct them when they do wrong, it's the same thing with God. When we do things wrong, when we're living out his will, living out of God's will, he needs to do something to shake us up, to wake us up, to let us know that we're in the wrong. So the goal in life is to try to understand the word, try to meditate on the word, try to digest and process the word and apply it to your life so you can live a life of righteousness. So that is our goal. And when we're sitting here trying to minister the word to you from our perspective, because I'm telling you, just like you, we've been through so much and we still have our own challenges in life. Yep. So by all means, don't think that our life is like smooth sailing. It's always going to be a challenge. When you walking with the Lord, you always going to have a challenge, because let me tell you, he have to test you. A faith that can't be tested cannot be trusted. So with that being said, you're going to be tested every day. And I'm trying to keep it because it's going to get some more to come. All right, because we're going to teach you how to make it through these things. There's a process for everything. And this, let me tell you, in this book, this is your manuscript to life. The same way you get instructions for how to build a bicycle, the same way there's instructions on how to put a drawer together or some kind of article of furniture or anything that you have to build up. There's a manual to make it run smoothly or work properly the way it's supposed to work. This is the same thing when it comes to your life. This is a manual of how to live and live righteously by God, so you can receive all the desires of your heart. But you must seek God first.
And we also wanted, because something that we've heard from a lot of young people, because we're still young ourselves, really young actually, really young. But we know that the Bible can be intimidating. We know it can be challenging. You know, King James is these and thous and stuff, but part of what we want to do is, when we spoke about teaching from our understandings, we want to try to make it as simple as we can and yet relatable. So we're going to get it from our perspective as we break it down. You know, we're going to keep it factual, but we want to try to break it down as easy as we can, because that's really important. I think a lot of people would probably read more if they knew how to read, or if they knew what it was about, or you know, how to really break it down. So that's part of what we're going to do. And you know, we learned about different translations. There's a lot of translations, and we're going to get to those, and that's helping us a lot.
My favorite is the NIV.
I think I like NLT, but I kind of switch.
Yeah, they're a little similar, but I think I am reading the NLT if I'm NIV, NLT. But we do like to flip back to the King James version just to see what it says, and then we'll be like, okay, it's time to translate. All right, it's time for us to translate. But it's okay. The thing is, you just want to make sure you're getting the word in, and you want to get the true word, and that is the word of God. Also, I was going to touch on something, but I think I lost that thought, but I'm pretty sure it will come back to me. But as we teach, I remember now. As we teach, now, we are still in the process of reading the Bibles ourselves, okay? Like I said, we're still on this journey. Our spiritual journey, like we said, started about 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago. So, you know, we have different commitments. Everyone have different levels of faith that they're on, different journeys they're on, and it's okay. Like, my husband's journey is different from mine. Where he at with the Lord, it may not be where I'm at with the Lord. And that's okay, as long as you're working on your journey and you want to keep moving, you want to keep pressing on and making the Lord your priority. But as we minister to you and do our Bible studies with you, our goal is just to kind of take it from the beginning, take it from the start, you know, and break it down. We can do little by little so you can have a grasp and an understanding about the Bible. And then every now and then we'll just skip around, along as, you know, if it's something that we're talking about. And
because there's so many stories in the Bible, some that you may know, some that you may not know. Like I tell you, there's certain characters that we even know in the Bible, and we're finding out that there's way more backstory that we know. Once you get this revelation and come across it, you're gonna be like, dang, I never knew that. This is fun. And that's what we're gonna be doing. So sometimes we might have a little story, or we might be teaching something using characters, you know, in the Bible. Therefore, so
we'll skip ahead and skip back, but we will always refer back to where we originally started from our Bible study. So I just don't want you to get confused. We are going to start from the beginning, take it to the end, but for relational purposes, purposes and references, we're just going to skip around it, as it correlates to like a testimony or something that me and my husband went through,
right.
or if it's some specific question that you have, and we decide to give you some feedback, in our follow-up video. So,
well, I kind of want to circle back because I was thinking earlier we had talked about putting God on and off a shelf. I was thinking about Exodus 8, where Moses was telling Pharaoh to let his people go, and Pharaoh kept going back and forth on his word. That's something we want to help people as well too, because there used to be times where I would, because I was speaking about prayer. I never had a consistent prayer life. I used to pray for things when it was bad. Oh Lord, if you do this, get me out of this. I promise I won't do it again.
We can all relate to
Lord,
that.
if you give me this, whatever, and then I would get it, or the Lord would get me out of it, and guess what? I'm going right back to what I was doing. Yep. So that made me think of Exodus,
yes.
where that story. It is just like the revelation that we're getting from the Lord and the word that we're getting. It's just about consistency. It's about repentance and not going back. Yes. Again, we, like my wife stated, we've been through everything individually and collectively that couples and adults and men and women can go through. We done seen it all. We tell our kids all the time, ain't nothing new under the sun. You ain't doing nothing that we ain't try to get away with, thought about. But again, if we can, help somebody get this word down, if we can help somebody get this faith down, this faith talk that we're going to be talking about, there's no reason that you have to go through all the bad stuff. We can get it, the revelation. You can get your blessing. You don't have to wait.
And like I said earlier, when you're walking with the Lord, you're more likely to get attacked, because the enemy do not want you to hold on to that word. The enemy do not want you to minister the word. The enemy want to shut your mouth. He want to shut your mouth. So you are going to be under attack. So you just got to be mindful of that. And by all means, you're not immune to anything. So even when you do have an understanding of the Bible, you are not immune to anything. But what you will be equipped for is how to deal with challenges when it come about, how to be at peace regardless of what it is, how to hold your posture, how to carry yourself in your demeanor throughout wherever you're going, to keep the faith and keep praying. So we have a lot that we want to teach you. We have a lot that we want to minister to you. We just wanted to come on, give you a quick introduction of ourselves, and just let you know that we are here for you. Yep. We are excited. We just want to be everyday
blessing. We stand in faith. We stand in faith for you. We have surrogate faith. Not only do we have faith for ourselves, but we have faith for you and your situation, for your children, for your family, your extended family. These are things we're going to talk about, but we're here as a conduit, so to speak, for you and your faith. So we're appreciative of you that are watching. Hopefully you like and share this. Hopefully this will be a blessing to you, to somebody you can pass on this word. And that's what we're here for, to be disciples, and we just want to disciple and share this word that we got with you guys. So it's definitely a revelation to us. Like I said, this is something we've been formulating for a while, and I'm just so glad that the journey that we've been on and how far we've come in just a short time, because 3 years ain't that long. Along the way, this 3 years has felt like 30, maybe 40. We're gonna get to 40 years later on.
Ain't no quick walking apart now. Don't think, oh yeah, I'm with the Lord now, I'm good. No. You have your challenges as you go. Your faith will be tested. Your faith will be tested, and when you're new to this, you're challenged because you're still trying to learn how to use those principles that you learn and how to apply it. You're still trying to figure out, hey, when I do this and how I do that, or why I feel this way. So you got to be patient with your walk with the Lord. Be patient, and good things will come to you. So.
All right, well, I think we covered the intro. Like I said, thank you for joining us. Again, we represent the Haskell Family Creative. This is Creative Faith Talk. I'm Brother Dion. This is Sister MeMe. And we will see you on our next episode. But before we leave, this is real love right here, y'all. Thank y'all. God bless.
Thank you for watching.
Grace and peace.